History shows that keeping Donnie quiet is not easy. In addition to his complaints about Biden, teleprompter devices, and many other random topics, he also regularly criticizes cancel culture. Yet it is his MAGA supporters who are canceling him. Before diving into that, consider the irony of Trump's strong criticism of cancel culture, especially in light of Stewart's revelations. Trump regularly silences opposing voices within his own party. Stewart's analysis sheds new light on Trump's criticism of the left's suppression of conservative views. Anyone who dares to speak out against him, refusing to believe Trump's claims about the election being stolen, will lose their jobs like Liz Cheney and many others. In fact, what the right wing says about cancel culture is what MAGA is doing. For example, let's talk about Liz Cheney. Here is a mainstream Republican daring to challenge Trump's claim that the 2020 election was stolen. She did not believe in his theory and publicly expressed her opposition. And what is her reward? She was removed from a leadership role in the House Republican Conference in 2021. That's right. She lost her job simply for speaking her mind. It wasn't some legendary woke mob that canceled her. It was Trump and his loyal supporters. Liz Cheney is not the only example of this phenomenon. It was a failure of leadership, and you can boo as much as you want. But the problem is, Donald Trump is running to avoid going to jail. And if we elect him, I know. But wait, there's more. There is a long list of Republicans who have been sidelined or even eliminated altogether for not following Trump. Take Adam Kinzinger, for example. He dared to speak out against Donnie and faced fierce opposition from his own party. It seems that disagreeing with Trump means immediate dismissal. There is no room for discussion, no opportunity for debate, just a quick cancellation. As someone who always speaks his mind, I make no secret of the fact that I was not a fan of our last president's character issues. And I'm not a fan either. Show some respect, Romney, you son of a bitch. What a classic example of cancel culture. Guess what? MAGA took it to the next level and decided to cancel the American flag. Yeah, you heard that right. But this is interesting, you know. A couple of weeks ago, we learned that Supreme Court Justice Sam Alito had an upside-down flag flying outside his house after January 6th. MAGA enthusiasts have taken their enthusiasm to a whole new level. Some are saying it's like they've completely lost touch with reality. Just when you thought Donnie's followers couldn't get any more creative in their devotion, they surprise you yet again. It's like they have a never-ending bag of tricks to keep us entertained. What trend have they created now? They're flying upside-down American flags. Yeah, seriously. Turning the flag upside down now has become a symbol of solidarity with Trump. After Trump was convicted, Marjorie Taylor Greene posted a picture of an upside-down flag, though we're unsure if she meant it as a protest or just doesn't know which way's right side up. And then there's Marjorie Taylor Greene jumping aboard the bandwagon and sharing an image of an upside-down flag. Predictable, right? She's always causing commotion without fully grasping the consequences. But MTG wasn't the only one embracing this upside-down flag trend. Many others jumped on board, including one particular group. Lots of other Trumpers have been posting these upside-down flags in support of their Orange Jesus, who of course has already come up with a way to make money off this. Remember Donnie the flag hugger? Well, he's just taken it to a whole new level. Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump, hopefully your favorite president of all time. Better than Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement to make. You know, I love flags. So soft, so silky. But Crooked Sleepy Joe and his cronies have the country upside down. It's not good. People started using the upside-down flag as a kind of protest symbol. It's supposed to mean the country is in distress. But of course, it's become a weird badge of honor among Trump's most die-hard fans. Show your support of Trump in America with the official upside-down American flags. These are not your regular flags, which are only good for right side up. These flags are handmade in China, the country upside down from us. Each one is individually stitched by an upside-down seamstress priced at $249. Do we love this deal? Yes, we do. Huh? You thought that was it? Nope. He even had to include religion. Trump brand upside-down American flag today, buy 10 or more and receive an upside-down Bible absolutely free. Give me cash. Just give me money. All these efforts from MAGA supporters to show their loyalty to Trump. What did they get in return? A complaining Donnie. Remember when Donald was complaining about his supporters not making enough noise outside the Manhattan courthouse during his criminal trial? He was practically begging them to cause a stir. But initially, nothing happened. Eventually, they decided to take action. And what they came up with was both hilarious and incredibly embarrassing for Trump. Whose face? Judge Juan Merchon. We saw a couple of Alvin Bragg. Instead of any meaningful protest on 18th of May 2024, they showed up with a U-Haul full of balloons. But wait, it gets better. These balloons had pictures on them of people involved in Trump's trial: Alvin Bragg, special counsel Jack Smith, judges, even Trump's nemesis, Justice Arthur Engoron. And to top it all off, the balloons were in the form of, you saw that right, male genitalia. And yeah, you heard that right too. They released a bunch of them at the courthouse. Alvin Bragg in the middle of the other. Can't make it up. Everybody's recording, so please. So there they were, these balloons, bobbing around, hitting the courthouse walls, and making the whole scene look like a bizarre children's party gone wrong. It's pretty hilarious, but perhaps not the kind of protest Donnie was hoping for. It's like the MAGA crowd thought. How can we look the most ridiculous while still trying to support our guy? And this was the final result. Let's take a look one more time because it's just hilarious. Throw a bunch of penises. It's all different faces. I knew it would be. If that wasn't enough, they're now wearing diapers to Trump rallies, proudly proclaiming diapers over Dems. Seriously, it's like a parody at this point. Wait, did the diaper say real men wear diapers? What is the message behind that? It sure is a reminder to the Trump diapers ad that the Lincoln Project, former Republican Party members who now oppose Trump, posted on May 3, 2024. Trump diapers, the elite adults incontinence product for owning libs on the go. While you go, Trump diapers contain a comforting, patent-pending fiber. That's the ultimate in pulling fluids from your delicate orange skin. I always look orange. With Trump diapers, you can sit all day in luxurious comfort, whether you're busy ending democracy or just rage posting on social media without consequence. So far, we've only seen MAGA fans supporting Trump, but are they always happy with them? Surely not. Let's turn our attention to the stage. We're running a little late. Let's be honest. Appreciate everybody hanging with us. This program is going to start, and it's going to start not too long from now. I'm out of t-shirts, though. At the NRA annual meetings in Dallas, Texas, on May 19, 2024, Donnie faced an irritated crowd of MAGA supporters. Why the uproar? Trump arrived 2.5 hours late for his speech, finally taking the stage at 4:30 p.m. Central Time, despite the NRA's earlier announcement on Twitter that he would speak at 2 p.m. This uncomfortable welcome isn't unfamiliar to Trump, who has a history of being booed from his own supporters during speeches. He seemed disengaged throughout this entire NRA speech and was incoherent, talking about a supposed brilliant creation, like a beautiful picture. Honestly, it's hard to make any sense of the things that he's mentioned. But just remember this. We'll go back and finish. You know, there is a genius to what I'm doing. You do know that I go from here to there, and it all comes back into a beautiful picture. You know, it really... Do you notice? It all comes back into a beautiful picture. A great memory. It's a beautiful thing. On May 18, 2024, he also spoke to his supporters at a rally in Minnesota appearing strangely unsettled. Donnie seemed to be losing control. Many observers noticed this, and midway through the speech, a surprising incident occurred, suggesting either anxiety or disorientation on Donald Trump's part. But Americans are not struggling. You know, this is the worst platform. Who put this stage up here? This is the way the frickin' place is falling down. He gripped the podium so tightly that the stage almost fell down and took him with it. Thankfully, it didn't happen. Clearly, Trump's week wasn't going well, especially when you consider disrespect he displayed towards his MAGA supporters, making them wait over 2 hours. That same speech, Trump was discussing the 2 upcoming debates with President Joe Biden, scheduled for June and September. However, during his speech, he did something extremely strange. Mom, I don't know, Mom. This is good. This is a heavy sucker. Oh, Mom, I can't do it. Boom. No one could figure out what was going on. It was simply hilarious to witness. Oh, yeah, and Donnie also had a fight with a small flight at that speech. While discussing RFK Jr., this is what happened. And all of New England, actually, he's a disaster. He's radical left. RFK Jr. is radical left. You remind me of this fly that's driving me crazy up here. This fly is brutal. I don't like flies. What did the fly do wrong? But speaking of Trump getting booed on stage, remember the sneaker convention in Philadelphia back in February 2024. Donald Trump faced humiliation after unveiling his controversial $400 sneakers. Watch how Trump responded to the backlash from sneaker enthusiasts. Wow, a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion in this room. Thank you. Thank you. So the really nice thing is we have lines, and I want to thank Chase, and I want to thank Allen. Well, at least he thanked them. Perhaps it's time for Trump's campaign managers to prioritize tailoring his speeches to fit the specific events he attends. If he's there to unveil sneakers, his speech should strictly focus on sneakers. Attendees aren't interested in hearing about elections and voting at these gatherings. Donnie has certainly learned this lesson the hard way. But let's not dwell on this discussion. The more intriguing discussion is about Joe Biden challenging Donald Trump to a golf match. Trump, an avid golfer, began ranting about it in his recent rally speeches after being challenged by his presidential opponent. Check out this clip from his Minnesota rally. Okay, I'm a very good golfer. I'm a very good golfer. I really am. Won 29, 30, 29 club championships. That's a lot. 29 club championships, and he can't play. And he said the other day, it's all disinformation. I'll play Trump anytime. I'll give him 3 aside. He's going to give me 3 aside. It's evident that Donnie was offended by President Joe Biden's challenge to a golf match. Clearly, a nerve was touched. Did you ever see him swing his like this? The guy, I don't believe he can hit a ball 50 yards. They asked him what his handicap is. I'm a 6.2. 6.2. You know, 6.2 is a very good player. He's a 6.2. It's got to be that extra little .2. You know, like I've never even heard of it. I played only about 40 frickin' years. I've never heard of a 6.2. I've heard of a 6. I've heard of a 7. And this wasn't the only occasion he went on a tirade about during his speech at the NRA convention in Dallas, Texas, on May 19, 2024. Trump once again complained passionately about this little golf challenge. But Biden, his biggest lie of all, he said he's a 6.2 handicap golfer. This guy couldn't break 200. I really made it. And he actually challenged me, you know. But the most shocking part is yet to come. Wait until you see what unfolded during his speech in Dallas, Texas. And you'll be astonished. He proceeded to boast about his championship victories, and this is where the narrative takes a fascinating twist. But he said 6.2, you know, so usually a guy's a 6 or 7 or an 8. I played golf for a long time. I won a lot of golf. 31 club championships. Can you believe it? Did he really claim 31 club championships? Let's rewind for a moment and revisit the speech on May 18th, 2024. Okay, I'm a very good golfer. I'm a very good golfer. I really am. 129, 30, 29 club championships. That's a lot. 29 club championships. And then just one day later, on May 19th, 2024. I played golf for a long time. I won a lot of golf. 31 club championships. Can you believe it? Did Donnie win 2 consecutive championships overnight? Or did he simply inflate the numbers like he did with the prices of his New York properties? It's clear he's exaggerating his so-called championship wins because he's genuinely upset about President Joe Biden's challenge. And if you think that's all he boasted about, just take a look at this clip from the 18th of May, 2024, where he proudly states that he pays his bills. Sometimes I get a bad rep. A contractor does a bad job. I met a lot of great contractors there, but he does a bad job. I don't pay him. And then they say Trump doesn't pay his bills. I pay my bills. I pay the bills so fast if they're good. We all remember 2016 when Trump faced dozens of lawsuits for not paying his bills. So I guess this isn't something cool to brag about. Okay, time to get back to the MAGA supporters. Some of these MAGA supporters are literally giving up their last dollars to back Donnie. It's as if they're utterly convinced that no matter the financial sacrifice, donating will save America. One MAGA fan even tweeted, "My husband is 69, I'm 71. I care for my handicapped 74-year-old sister. We're on Social Security, and I sell my years of antique dolls and doll clothing collections to help. I'm battling cancer, but all that being said, we will cut where we can to donate. It's that important to save our country." And Trump knows exactly how to capitalize his loyalty, being the marketing genius that he is. All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book. A book titled The God Bless the USA Bible for $59.99. It also features text of the Constitution and Declaration of Independence. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. He's employing all sorts of fundraising tactics. There are Trump-branded Bibles, Trump sneakers, and even text messages asking supporters what they're wearing, followed by requests for donations. It begs the question, is he aiming to be president or a salesman? The most astonishing part, some supporters are spending extreme sums they can't even afford. We, the people, got to open our eyes, open our wallets, stand at your polling stations and make sure that they're not cheating us again. They're going all out, maxing credit cards, depleting savings, just to funnel money into Trump's legal fees and campaign expenses. Some are even going as far as financially backing Trump himself. There's this one guy who claims he's poured $1 million into supporting Trump. $1 million. And despite losing 3 businesses, he still believes donating to Trump is the best investment of his money. Listen to what he has to say. I mean, you're talking to probably the #1 Trump guy. I mean, I probably put $1 million into Trump, but I've never made a cash donation. I drive this bus around, it's a rolling billboard. It's my part-time, Harvey. I go to rallies, I meet great people, I give out free stuff. Have you seen a return on that $1 million? Or is it like you've sunk it into Trump? I suck it into taking this bus off the road for almost 8 years. And then there's the irony. They complain about the bad economy and their inability to pay bills, yet they're pouring money into Donnie's coffers. It seems as if they're oblivious to the contradiction. Inflation affects everyone, but perhaps the solution isn't continuously funding a billionaire. But donations aren't the only way MAGA supporters show their loyalty. The Trump 24. Let's go, blow those horns. We have to support our president. They stood waving their support for the man Despite all of his legal troubles, Trump supporters are continuing to show their unwavering loyalty right after the latest verdict. Dozens of them gathered outside Mar-a-Lago. They're out there in force, waving flags and vocally supporting their president. We thought that maybe there was some hope. I didn't think they were going to get him on all 34 counts, which kind of tells you what's going on in New York. This is completely political. Anybody who cannot see that, they have been brainwashed by this media. MAGA supporters truly believe that this verdict, instead of harming Trump, will actually bolster his chances in the November elections. That's why they felt compelled and duty-bound to gather as close as possible to Mar-a-Lago and demonstrate their unwavering support for Donnie. Let's listen to their confidence once again. This man giving his thoughts on the news. I hope he can run for president. I hope he can become president. Because, you know, Trump's who we want in there. These supporters aren't retreating. They're doubling down, convinced that their unwavering support will sway the outcome in Trump's favor. Rain or shine, they stand by Mar-a-Lago, honking horns and waving flags, firmly believing their actions will make a difference. But it doesn't stop there. Fans have even begun involving God following Trump's guilty verdicts. Jesus is the Lord. God is the Lord. God is the Lord. Thank you. They're out there clutching their flags like sacred artifacts, eyes closed, heads bowed, and deeply immersed in prayer. The level of emotional and spiritual commitment is astonishing to witness. They're not just supporters, they're true believers. Some find it so exaggerated that it almost seems like a parody. Picture someone kneeling with a flag, tears streaming down their face, earnestly praying for Trump's triumph. If you saw it in a comedy skit, you might chuckle at its absurdity. But for these individuals, this is their reality. They're incredibly earnest about it. It's the Bible, the Holy Bible. They're praying too. It's the Lord God. And this isn't just a few random moments. This level of dedication is everywhere. On that day, you had these guys rocking Viking gear like it was a medieval rave. America! What's really fascinating is how Donnie's supporters bend over backward to defend his every move. Even if Trump was caught red-handed, they twist it into a positive or blame it on his enemies. Their unwavering faith in his words and deeds is astonishing. They fully bought into his story, and nothing seems to sway them. But here's the kicker. Turns out some MAGA backers have jumped ship. That's like Christie. You know, Chris Christie. Does anybody like Chris Christie? So I was in New Hampshire. I was playing. He's like totally out of his head. He's called the King of the Skies. He's like, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Don't forget, that's what caused inflation. He let energy get out of hand, and it went to $100 a barrel, and now Putin also said Putin would have never done that with Ukraine. But Putin now says, oh man, at $100, he can spend the fortune on the war. If he kept it at $40 a barrel. You can pinpoint these moments. Donnie will be up there talking about his usual topics, energy policies, integrity, taxes, you name it. And then like clockwork, people start trickling out. And when MAGA supporters start leaving in the middle of a rally, it's a sure sign that something isn't resonating. Honestly, it looks like the end of a party where everyone starts leaving because it's over. But in this case, it's only in the middle of his speech. Talking about rallies, Donald Trump is back in action, stirring up his usual drama and blasting President Joe Biden. We're going to knock off the Biden crime family as a Biden family of crime, including the fact that they've weaponized the Department of Justice like has never happened in this country. We're going to end the weak and failed regime of crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country, and we're going to make America great again. Did you catch that? At his rally in Las Vegas on June 9th, 2024, he went off the rails, slamming the Democratic Party with wild accusations. Watch this clip where he calls Joe Biden a criminal and brags about supposedly leading in Nevada by 12 points over Biden. For 3.5 years, the people of Nevada have had a front-row seat to Joe Biden's evil and criminal obliteration of our southern border. It was criminal, what he's done. Did you see the other day? Came out with a little plan. Let's make it a little bit tougher because he's getting killed in the poll. We're leading here by like 12 points. You know that? Points aside, what we do know for sure is that Joe Biden is not a criminal. In contrast, Donnie is, having been convicted of 34 felonies on May 30th, 2024. It takes real nerve to stand in front of a crowd and deceive them outright, but that's Donald Trump for you. He just can't seem to drop the subject of Biden. Now let's watch another clip that's completely off the rails. Everything was so good. If this guy just goes to the beach all the time, somebody thinks he looks good in a bathing suit. I don't think so. And he has that little chair that weighs about like 7 ounces. It's meant so children can lift it and very old people can lift it. And you know what? He's not old. What did the chair do to deserve this? Hearing such remarks from a former president of the United States is not just surprising, but also reveals that Trump's sense of sportsmanship is absent in this presidential contest. Then again, many see Donald Trump as someone who isn't exactly known for his humility, consideration, or politeness, particularly in the realm of competitive politics. So while Trump accuses Biden of lounging on the beach all day, one wonders what Donnie himself is up to. I'm working hard. This is hard work. Front row, Joe. Front row, Joe. But it gets even more absurd. He went on to criticize the executive order signed by Biden, dramatically labeling it as pro-invasion. In reality, the essence of this order is to direct migrants to seek asylum at designated ports of entry. These locations are staffed by government agents and equipped with basic facilities for processing individuals, aiming to prevent migrants from crossing at random, unmanned locations. Last week, Crooked Joe signed an executive order that is pro-invasion, pro-child, pro-woman, pro-human, and pro-drug dealers. It's a pro-drug dealer bill. It's weak. It's ineffective. It's what he signed. While the law does permit migrants to seek asylum wherever they cross the border, the executive order doesn't promote drug trade, human-ing, or support invasion. Whether it changes this dynamic is a question only Donnie can answer. His entire speech in Las Vegas was perceived by many as a disaster, filled with curse words, hate speech, and displays of anger. Watch this clip where Donald Trump complains about the microphone not being loud enough and then launches into an attack on the contractors. They like that. Tell them to make the microphone louder. It's terrible. It's not working, sir. Not even a little bit. Great job. And then I don't pay the company that does it, right? And then I end up with a story Trump doesn't pay. I don't pay contractors that do a I job. And that's a I job. That's a I job. You can't read a word. The irony is that just moments before complaining about the teleprompter malfunction and berating the contractors, Donald Trump was boasting about not needing teleprompters. Check this one out. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, I got no teleprompters and I haven't from the beginning. These people, that probably means we'll make a better speech. No, I got no teleprompter. You know, I pay all this money to teleprompter people and I'd say 20% of the time they don't work. They don't work. And then things waving around, they can't tie it a little bit tighter. I'm trying to look at. So we're all in this together, everybody. If you claim not to need teleprompters and believe your speeches are better without one, why complain when it's not working? It doesn't add up. But then again, contradictory statements aren't new for Donnie, are they? Speaking of being sensible, or should we say, truthful, Donald Trump made a statement that many found highly questionable. Check out this clip and judge it for yourself. And it's quick. And by the way, isn't that breeze nice? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care. See, now the press will take that and they'll say he said a horrible. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Donald Trump openly stated that he doesn't care about people. He's only interested in their votes. It's astonishing how MAGA supporters continue to stand by him despite such remarks. And then he has the nerve to blame the press, accusing them of intentionally misinterpreting his statements. By the way, that's not even the most outrageous part of his speech. While we're used to him using words like betch in Las Vegas, Donald Trump went too far when he mentioned Jack Smith. I did nothing wrong. It's the Presidential Records Act. I did nothing. You know, we have a deranged individual named Jack Smith. He's a deranged, dumb guy. He's a dumb son of a bitch. And what he did, and I just want to get off normal. Can you imagine? Sir, they're exonerating you. They consider you to be incompetent. A dumb son of a what? That's not very presidential, Donnie. Hearing those words from a former president and current candidate in the upcoming elections raises serious concerns among many. It calls into question who would stoop to such low insults when addressing their supporters. Nevertheless, Donald Trump seems unfazed by the criticism on his speech as if nothing had happened. Well, as normal as it could be. He's like, oh shit, oh. How about when he's reading the teleprompter and then they say, pause, meaning, you know, maybe you'll get about 3 people clapping, and he goes, pause. No, he just walks off the stage like this. Oh, oh. Why the teleprompter becomes such a touchy subject at his rallies remains a mystery. And if that weren't embarrassing enough, watch this clip where he declares that his voters would do anything except vote for Joe Biden. Pay close attention to his choice of words. This guy, wouldn't it be incredible? He's gone to 250 if he voted for Biden. He's going to vote for Biden. I don't think so. I think it would be suicide before Biden, right? And then we have the wall. Like we call him the human wall. He's been here so much. And these are great Americans, you know? They're great Americans. Donald Trump's wild speech was packed with incredibly embarrassing and humiliating moments. Yet he speeched to his crowd of MAGA fans for an hour, during which he either demeaned his contractors, targeted Jack Smith with insults, or took shots at President Joe Biden. It appears attacking Joe Biden and the teleprompters are the only cards left in his deck, as attempts to tout his achievements from his 2016 presidency failed to impress rally attendees. However, when he attacks Joe Biden, the crowd erupts with chants and cheers. See for yourself. Which is a better name for Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? Is this going to be the extent of his rallies? Will Donald Trump finally halt his complaining and comedic antics to discuss what he plans to do for America if re-elected? His attempted jokes about Joe Biden even imitated him. Now, he's resorting to using curse words against those who oppose him. But what does Donnie propose that will save the world? What's going on? The whole world is collapsing. He said the only thing that's going to save the world is Donald Trump has to get re-elected as president, and the whole world is going to be saved. Regardless, his popularity is still increasing. And these insights give us a roller coaster ride through today's American politics, showing us just how much Trump's presence still shakes up conversations and loyalties. Many questions remain, but one in particular. What will become of Trump? But don't worry. We'll keep you updated on the latest news. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you liked this video, hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you're notified as soon as we upload our next video. You don't want to miss it. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.